Hey, it's Kyle here, and today I'll be reviewing the Barcelona Complex, Lionel Messi and the Making and Unmaking of the World's Greatest Soccer Team by Simon Koper. I should say I might be mispronouncing the author's last name. He is Dutch, and I'm not fully versed in Dutch pronunciation, so hopefully I got that right. So this is a little bit different book for me to read and review on this channel. I typically don't read a lot of sports-focused books, even though I am a big sports fan, really into American football, basketball, Olympic sports, and soccer, or the rest of the world football. But typically this is not a genre I read a whole lot. Every once in a while I do, but not too often. I should say my soccer fandom is kind of more recent. I would say most of my life I was always a very casual fan. I'd follow international soccer, stuff like the World Cup. But in regard to individual teams and players, I was a very casual fan. So I would watch a little bit of MLS. I'd be aware of who the better teams were in England and Spain and Italy and stuff like that. But other than, a random championship game or something like that, I didn't really watch them a whole lot because for me, it was a little bit hard getting a real close connection to the sport when I didn't have a specific team to root for. So, I live in the Atlanta area, so up until recently, Atlanta did not have a professional soccer team, so there wasn't really a team for me to root for. And even in the early days of MLS, I tried to get into a little bit more, but the closest team to Atlanta was DC United, which is nowhere near Atlanta. So it felt weird trying to make DC my favorite team. So again, I just would casually watch, but never really got super into it. That all changed when Atlanta finally did get an MLS team, and I became a huge fan of Atlanta United, go to several of the games every year, and that definitely got me more interested in following other sports, other teams in soccer, just as I got more into soccer in general because of my fandom of Atlanta United. But also, one thing I always felt like my knowledge of soccer lacked compared to the other sports that I'm really into is a real good understanding of the history of the game, tactics, why great players are great. For example, I grew up playing basketball my entire life. Huge basketball fan. So when I watch somebody like LeBron James versus, let's say, a player like, let's go, Dominique Wilkins, who played for the Atlanta Hawks. Both great players, but they're great in different ways. And I can kind of understand that, wrap my head around that. Where when I'd watch soccer, I could see great players and understand, oh yeah, that guy's clearly great. But I wouldn't be able to necessarily articulate why that player was so special. And that's one thing I'll say that this book, I think, helped me understand a lot better and why I would recommend it, the Barcelona Complex. So this book specifically looks at kind of the rise of Barcelona, which is definitely one of the best known teams in the world. And specifically, a large part of the book focuses on the time that Messi was with Barcelona. So even though, again, a very casual fan, even somebody like me knows for the past couple of decades, Messi has been regarded as the greatest player in the world. Either him or Cristiano Ronaldo. But again, I couldn't really tell you the specifics of why he was so great, what made him better than other players. I could just watch him and go, oh, he's clearly the best player on the field, but couldn't articulate it anymore. This book really does an excellent job of exploring what made Barcelona so special, the system they had, how that really impacted the style of play around the entire world of what modern day soccer is, but also what made Messi the perfect player for Barcelona, the best player in the world, and how he transformed the game. So I feel like after I read this book, I have a better understanding of how great soccer teams are built, I have a better understanding of the tactics of soccer, and also what makes Messi so special. This book also explores, as the subtitle mentions, Lionel Messi, the making and unmaking of the world's greatest soccer team, of what can go wrong at a great team and what causes a great team to fall apart. Again, as somebody who follows other sports, all dynasties eventually end. Some last a lot longer than others, but there's always decisions along the way that kind of leads to the downfall. And this book does explore, this is how Barcelona became arguably the greatest team in the world and what led to their downfall, both on decisions at the executive level of the team, but also decisions that were impacted by Messi's influence on the team. So I would say, like, if you're somebody that's looking to learn more about soccer or football, depending on what part of the world you are, I think this is a great book for you. If you're a big fan of Barcelona, and maybe you're just interested in learning more about that team, I think this is a book for you. If you're kind of a casual Messi fan, you want to learn more about Messi, this is probably a book for you. If you're a diehard soccer fan, one, there's a chance you probably already read this book, and I would think maybe some of the stuff in this book maybe you already know. It's hard for me to judge since, again, I'm not a lifelong diehard soccer fan. I'm more a casual fan who's became more interested in the sport in just recent years. For something in my case, this book was a great book to help me learn more about soccer and the various facets of it, and appreciate Messi, appreciate Barcelona, but also understand, the decisions that were made that kind of led to Barcelona not being quite as a dominant team now compared to what they were 5, 10, 15 years ago. So anyway, that's my review of the Barcelona Complex. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked the video, please hit that like button. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate the support. In the comment section below, what is your favorite book you have ever read about sports? It could be fiction or nonfiction. Let me know. Look forward to seeing those comments. Thanks for watching. I'll see you the next time, and happy reading.